Hello. So, yeah, I've got some things to say about marriage. It sounds like a good idea until you actually get married. And then you realize you really kind of don't like the guy anymore. Well, I'm straight, sorry. But, so yeah, I just, it was good for a while, and God knows everything is like explosions and all that other stuff that you see in the movies. And then after a while, you're like, who is this person, and why am I sleeping next to him? And why am I even here in the first place? And so then you want to get into a divorce, and then they bitch fight you. And so, but the good thing about marriage, there's one good thing. I get a child who's over there and doesn't want to come in here. She's camera shy. And so that's a good thing about at least a straight marriage is you can have children. But I think, sometimes I think gay marriage is actually better because you understand each other a little more. You're the same gender. Unfortunately, God didn't, put that on me. So I'm stuck with the straight men who are not always as fun. So there you go.
Not only does legalizing weed make sense from a fiscal perspective, but on a human level, it also makes sense. My grandmother was diagnosed with cancer. She'd never smoked weed in her life, but the doctor took my family aside and said, I can't tell you that you should give her marijuana, but if it was my mother, this is what I would do to make her comfortable in the last days. It is something that we did. She chose to eat it, and it did kind of ease her and make her more comfortable in the end, and it kind of changed my opinion about legalizing marijuana. Thanks.
I don't mean to offend you out there, but I kind of think it's a crock of shit. Like, I'm sorry, but my mom is like really religious, and she really cares about people, but she judges them all the time. Like her impression of Christianity is like judging people for being gay, judging people for having fun, judging people for drinking, judging people for living their lives. And I'm sorry, if there's a God out there and he gave us all these things, we should enjoy them. So any form of like religion that tells me not to live my life, that. Can I say that on YouTube? Because I just did. But anyway, so I really think that like people need to stop judging people, and like if they believe in something, that's fine, but let other people live their life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Hi, and my topic is adoption, and I think it's a really great thing to adopt a child. I personally have never been adopted, but I've met children who have been adopted, and they love their families, and their families love them. And it's not just straight families, it's gay families, 2 moms, 2 dads, transsexual parents, and it's really beautiful. And it's not like the whole Brad and Angelina thing, adopt a kid in another country, have 6 kids, blah, blah, blah. It can just be one kid, and they can love that child and cherish it for the rest of their lives. So adopt a kid if you really want one. And if you really don't, it's all right.
I think it should be legalized. Gay marriage is one of those things that has been, talked about. And me being an African American, I was not there when my people were fighting for our rights, but I can definitely assume that what's going on right now with gay rights is the same as what's been going on for years with Mexicans and African Americans. And I think that marriage is a universal thing, and anyone should be able to get married. I think if blacks and whites can get married, why can't gays? If you're a man and you love another man, I don't see the difference between an old man loving a young woman. I mean, they get married for money. People get married for green cards, visas. I don't know how that works. But you know what? Get married.
Okay, sin. What really is sin? I don't believe... Gosh, where would I go with the topic? Sin, what is sin? Sin, of course, I think would be if you're married, going outside of your marriage, whether you're in a heterosexual marriage, homosexual marriage, I think that'd be a sin to cheat outside of the marriage. That's what I would consider one of the biggest sins. Other than that, things that other religions may consider sinful, I think people are just very open-minded, and I believe they should be able to do whatever they want to do. And therefore, there may be a lot of sinning out in the world, but I myself consider it just being open and doing what you want to do.
Well, see, pride's something that people venerate quite a lot. People say you got to have pride, you got to be proud of what you do, you got to be proud of where you come from and your people, but I think pride is a completely relative thing. People don't take into account that if you're proud of something else, that kind of implies disdain for everything else. So I don't think pride is necessarily a good thing unless you're proud of everything and everybody and the whole of the universe and everything that it entails and the way it works and just, everything. Not just your own things.
Marriage is probably the reason why I'm here. It's because, it's all about equality. That's what Pride's all about. So, and the biggest thing right now is marriage. And really, I definitely think what we're doing here is awesome. Is making sure we legalize gay. And I really don't think it's the best way to go about it. I really think marriage should be removed from government and make equality that way. Not like make it a government-based thing, but make it a private thing. Because that's really what it is. It doesn't have anything to do about government. It has to do about the individuals. And that's really what's important.
When I was little, I did go to church. Now I don't go so much, just because sometimes it's a little boring. But also, there are some good things, like, people love each other there, but also they have done some bad things, like discriminated against some people. It's not that great. But, there are some good, there's some bad. It's kind of like your choice whether you go. I don't really care. So that's what I have to say about church. Chris, signing out.
Well, I think weed should be legalized for people in San Francisco, and I think they should put it on the San Francisco ballot.
Hello, my name's Kathy, and the People Oil spill has happened over 2 months ago, and so far I feel like the Obama administration has been lenient on beyond petroleum, on British petroleum. And I feel like this is a sign that we need to move beyond fossil fuels and we need to embrace alternative energy. And so I hope that the Obama administration embraces that.
My great-grandmother's name was Garnet Enos. She was the most amazing woman that I have ever met in my entire life. I strive to be like her every day because pretty much she was kick-ass. I mean, she was the kind of woman that would just rip a chicken's head off, and then go cook it. Go pick the beans herself, then make dinner. She was an amazing mother to me and my entire family. And, I hope she rests in peace.
I don't necessarily think that you have to have a dad in the family. It does take a village to raise a child. Therefore, I believe that if your dad is not the best in the world, but you have a lot of positive male figures in your family or in your extended family. I have a lot of extended gay uncles in my family that I absolutely love, and they have given me a great experience with the male species. I think having as many people as you can raise a child is the best idea you could have. Adoption, whatever you want to do.
The first time I could ever relate to my mom was when she got sober, like 7 years ago, and she told me to get off drugs. And I had a huge fight with her and didn't talk to her for 6 months. She called my PO and stuff, but then I went to juvenile hall for a year, and she was really the only one there. And I don't know, I was so self-centered, doing whatever I wanted to do, that when I made the phone call home to my mom and heard her cry, I was like, whoa, damn, I made my mom cry. And so hearing my mom cry changed my life.
Hi, my name is Christelle. I was born in Gainesville, Florida. I'm talking about my dad today because I haven't seen him in a while, and I wish that I could see you more often and speak to you more often, Daddy. I wish I had a father in my life, but then I don't, so I'm still good. But then I have another dad. Come here, Daddy. That I would like to. Can you point it that way? That's my other dad. Come here. Come here. Come here. And this is my dad that I love right now, and this is Tangi. Thanks.
My dad's a really cool guy. He's really sweet. He's very understanding. He gets mad at me a lot because he thinks I drink too much, but I don't, so that's all right. He's pretty smart. He's a lawyer, and I get really good advice from him, and I couldn't ask for a better dad.
Well, it's Pride 2010. I'm here all the way from Fresno, enjoying the time. I like it here. It's very friendly, very opening, and very welcoming. So I'm really glad I came. This is my second time coming to Pride here, and hopefully there's more to come.